Everybody. How are you? Turning down my volume on the TV. Hope you can hear me. Happy Wednesday. Waiting for everything to catch up. I know a few people are over hanging with Hero. All right, I see myself. I hear myself. So that means I'm here. We're good to go. Hello, everybody. Hi, Francie. Hi, Walter. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Christy. Yay, good. I always wait for the delay. So, good news is that hopefully I won't freeze tonight because we redid our internet and moved our thing to the other side of the house and we have no obstructions. So, hopefully we won't pause. But if we do, I will keep an eye on it and I will just talk and do nothing. Okay? So, I don't know if I said hi to you, Melissa. If I didn't, hello. So, I'm just going to give everyone a couple more minutes because I know they were just winding up over on the Hero Arts page. And well, that is happening. Let me grab a couple of cards. So I've got my subscription stuff in the mail this week. Oh, yep. Okay, Belinda, no problem. I know they were getting wound down, but I wanted to show a couple things. We'll just show a couple of cards here while we're waiting. First, I'm going to show you. Let me go and switch my camera around. Hi, Mom. There we go. Here is the birthday pickle. That is with from Jessica's birthday party. I'm just kind of checking. Hopefully my camera gets a little caught up. There we go. And I made this card. Hi, Kate. This background we made in a live months ago, I think during July, and I still had it, so I used it. But this is this embossing powder right here, which I'm going to try to kind of show you like this. That is the dill pickle. I have it swatched out here somewhere. I had just had it sitting right here. I'm trying to keep my non-swatched everything put together here. Here you go. So here's the dill pickle. So it's just beautiful. I don't know if he's been named yet. I know Christopher talked about it, but I don't know if this one's been named. I know the the pickle that showed up during the live was named, but I don't know if he's been named yet. So maybe after Jess has her contest. So that's the dill pickle. So I have that card. And then I have my inspiration, or I got my inspiration kit and my other things for and I wanted to show you a couple cards. I have not posted these yet, other than in our group. So here's the first card I made. And I wanted to show that I stamped out, this is the embossing powder of the month, and it's very hard to see here. But I used that to stamp out and then I die cut them out. So that way I just use the pattern paper, the Adam Tapestry, and I use the same embossing powder with this. Oh, that's awesome, Kate. I hope mine is trying to come at the end of the month, so I'm hoping she's going to come home to Iowa from there. And then this is my other card where I wanted that pattern paper to just shine, and I used the stencil of the month with the embossing powder of the month to give it that shimmer. And then I just used the stamp of the month with that orange peel. So thanks, Jerry. So I wanted to show these. I'm super excited about them. They were fairly quick cards to make. I made them both fairly quickly. I do want to use the washi sheets tonight, but we might make a variation of this card. I did not grab this. This is a die for my stash. It's from Spellbinders. But and it fit this perfectly, but so we might make a variation of this card. But I also wanted to show you quickly that I got the die of the month. Oh, well, before we do that, here is the embossing powder of the month. I have it all swatched out for you. Okay. So we're kind of wasting just a little bit of time here, but only about five minutes or so. I did unbox my kit, but I did not post it yet. But I do have the die of the month. I can't remember if Christopher used this or not. I know he might have showed it. I don't know if I'm going to use it tonight. We might. But I did take my time because here is the dies to cut them out last night, and I made them. So here they are. And I did not put his head sideways. I put his head straight on. Isn't he cute? And I'm going to tell you, that if you are a person who's afraid of losing little dies, the little earpieces are inside his eyeballs right here. I left them connected. And when I die cut them out, the eyeballs look like this. I don't know, you can barely, here, I'll get that really close. Do you see that? I definitely can show us how I made my card shimmer. We can do something like that tonight. I just put the eyeballs over it and it works. I mean, you can look at how close I am. You can't see them. So if you don't want to cut them out, you don't have to. I'm going to leave mine intact and I'm just going to put my eyes on. So there. And then here is our little hedgehog or porcupine, I guess, however, whatever you wanted to make it. Isn't he cute? I have an idea. I think we might use him tonight. And then here's our little fox. Ooh, that sounds fun, Kate. So anyway, I want to get started. And yes, we can make that card we can make that card too. That's a very quick card. But I'm going to start with the washi maps. So I know that Christopher showed these, but I got mine 1, 2, and 3 of the washi maps. I was so excited to get these because you know me, I've talked about it before. I can't do a straight line with a ruler. So I'm just going to grab a couple of them. I think I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use one of these. And there are 4 A2 card panels on here. And I have not even ever cut these apart before. So I'm just making sure. I see I'm a little pixelated tonight. It must be the restream because my screen on my camera is showing it okay. Or it's probably the white. I apologize for that. It's so much white. I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to cut them in half. You'll see when you get them that let me see if I can show this up close. It'll be hard to see, but look right here, there's a definite differentiation line. It is hard to see on camera, but you can see it in person. So they're 8.5 by 11, but I wanted to show you how easy they are just to cut apart. And then I just cut it in half and then 4.25. And look at that. You've got 2 A2 card panels there. And 4.25 here. Make sure I've got a straight line. And 2 A2 card panels here. Okay? So super simple. I really want to use, I think we're going to use this one tonight. And then I grabbed a bunch of the washi because we're doing an autumn harvest one. There isn't any for the box, but we have some of the autumnal, the leaves, and there was the flowers. Where did those go? I had the flowers too. I don't know where they went to. We'll just go ahead and use, I think I'm going to go ahead and use these, the leaves. Okay. Hi, Ellen. So if you guys haven't seen over on the Brutus Monroe fan club page today, Melissa shared a beautiful card using the winter, not the winterscape ones and it was a stamp of the month last winter, I think. It was a poinsettia. Two winters ago. I don't know. It was a stamp of the month, but it was just a stunning card. I will tell you that. I love it. And pretty kind of sure I'm going to have to make that poinsettia, that white poinsettia. So what I like about these page maps is that they just show you exactly what to do. So I'm going to go ahead and just plop them on. So the only thing I see here for me is because I can't do a straight line. I'm trying not to get my head in the way. So you'll have to forgive me. They are very easy, but when you're live, not so easy because, you know. Oh, you're welcome, Melissa. I saw that this morning and I wasn't 1,000% sure what I was going to do tonight. And so you kind of inspired my live. Yes, she does do some good work. Hi, Karen. And I just was like, I had planned on hopefully using these very soon. I didn't know if I was going to use them tonight. And then I had to use them when I saw your card. So, okay, Kate, no problem. So I'm just going through and grabbing different ones. It doesn't really matter to me because this is just our fun background. to be all honest with you, I was thinking I could have ink blended this as well to give my background a little bit of color, but I'm going to go ahead and just use the white. And I'm just going to cut them a little long so I can wrap them around the edge. And then I'm just kind of sticking these back on. They are just a guide. See? They're just paper. See? But you have their they just have that little bit of, they have the lines lit up for you so that you can do like me. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to go over my head like over you like this. And so I think like this one I didn't line up properly because I didn't quite do, I'm doing this live, but they're not hard to line up at all. So I'm just grabbing some, and if you haven't seen, there's the, if you haven't seen some of them, I think Christopher showed them all. I usually see the repeats now, replays, because a lot of times the live is just as I'm getting home from work and dinner's on the table, so I can't always watch them during right away. So I usually have to watch a lot of times I watch the replay. But I didn't know if he showed all of the ones. I do too, Jerry. I've been hoarding them and not using them. And now that I've got these maps, I'm super excited to do some more, use some more of these cards. These in particular, I have a great idea I can maybe quick show tonight. I'm just gonna grab, I'm trying to just kind of do my different colors. There's a little bit of white here. So I was trying to grab maybe another white. I think I'm going to grab this one because we've got the dark color, so we can get that. And I think they're just, they're fun. You can add them very quickly to an order. They're inexpensive and they make a great card fast. And there's really no rhyme or reason to doing them. You just, like I said, if you want a specific pattern and you want them to be straight, this makes it easy. You don't have to measure. You don't have to eyeball if you're like me and you can't do them. So look at that. We already have our background. I mean, look at how great that is. You can do it this way. You can do it this way. I don't know if I have an A2 card panel. I do. I tend to put my card bases on. If I put a card base on it, I do it usually after the live just because. Otherwise, a lot of times if I'm sending them into the store, I just leave them as card panels. But I just wanted to see, so there you go. So what I thought would be fun is I'm going to use I'm going to grab a piece of scratch paper. And to be honest with you, it's not the prettiest color, but what I want to do is I want to see, yes, we're going to make our hedgehog out of these puppies. Out of all these little scrap pieces. I think that's going to be kind of fun. So we're going to line them up, kind of vary the colors. I'm just going to butt them up against each other because we're going to die cut these out. And I'm just going to go ahead and line up all of the pieces I have extra here. Because right here and here, here's a fun almost card right here. Now, I didn't cut them all the same length because I was just cutting little pieces off. But if you cut them all the same length, you could very easily make another quick card with these pieces, like almost a mini slim card down the middle. And we're going to grab our die of the month. I set it down here somewhere. Where did I go? Did you see me put it? There it is. Let's get my box of goodies put away. All right. So I hope everyone's having a good day so far. You've ordered. I had to place my order earlier today so that I could get some of that glitter stock because I love the glitter stock, especially now with the aubergine, because aubergine is my favorite color. So we're going to go ahead and cut down this guy's little body. I just think it's going to be kind of fun. I'm just trying to decide. I think that's what we're going to do. I just want to do a little different color, and I think we're going to pop him up on a white circle just so he is a little different, but this is just a different way to use up your washi sheets. All right, now I got some new dies, some Spellbinders. or my Sizzix. Okay, why are you not going in? Every once in a while, I don't line them up properly and they don't want to go in my little die cut machine. Let's turn it around. There we go. So if you ever get plates that don't want to go in, I'm sorry, I'm shaking the camera. Try turning them around. And look at, we've got our little, I mean, you wouldn't not need to use the hedgehog. You could use this just as a piece, like right here. But I'm going to go ahead and use him as part of my little hedgehog because I just think he's cute. So we've got that. I do think we need to have some sort of other part for his body. And I think what I'm going to do is this orange yellow color is perfect. And I'm going to grab the mustard seed. I've been really loving mustard seed lately. And then we're going to grab his little body here. And so what I did, this little piece is his ears. And a nose, the little nose piece, this little nose piece. That's one of the reasons I die cut this all out ahead of time, is so I could see the little pieces. And then I think, do I have a piece of white here somewhere? Just want a small, this piece will work. Cut this piece off. And then we're going to cut out his eyes. And what I did is there's this piece here. These little tiny dies are the eyeballs. And this is the tail for the owl, but I left them all together because I figured I can always cut out the tail of the owl and use it for something else. Because then, I mean, I am notorious for losing these teeny little dies. And now that, you know, I just don't like to cut them all apart all the time. So we're going to get all of this cut out. And then my opinion, and I may not be 100% right. Let's grab a little tray to stick these in. So when I was trying to put this together, is that this little piece right here to me was the shape of his nose. These animals are pretty cute. And I think they're, oops, you guys hear Fletch. I think Tom shut something downstairs, so he thinks somebody's here, so he's barking. And so that is his little nose, in my opinion. So I'm just going to pop up. Oh boy. You're okay, buddy. Either that or somebody's outside the window. Somebody's outside the window. He was sleeping, dead asleep. Our new bed, he loves it. So he goes out like a light. Yep, you're okay. He's okay. I think he woke up. It is. Hi, Tia. Hi, Fletch. They say hello, Fletch. Yeah, the little fox is cute. And my son is was a scout, and their lodge was a fox. So I'm excited to be able to use that in some of his scrapbook pages because I'm kind of getting back into scrapbooking. And then for one other piece, actually, I think I'm just going to cut out his nose out of the white and we'll just color it. So I'm just going to do that. I've come to kind of go where you use, hi, Kelly. Yeah, he is. He's, you don't want to mess with us because, you know, he'll get you. And last night it was funny. I can't remember, what was I doing? I was upstairs here. Oh, and I knocked my remote, the TV, off the bed and it dropped on the floor. So, you know, about that many inches. And it just clunked hard enough that he thought, of course, the world was ending. So he was just barking like crazy. So, all right. So we've got our little pieces here. And we got our little hedgehoggy guy here. Like I said, I think it's kind of fun to be able to use these other pieces. I will tell you, some of you guys know this, I replaced my Misty and I'm super excited because I ended up getting a glue press and I am loving it so far for my Sweet Petunia. I am going to use up the glue that is in here for now, but then I'm going to switch to put my Bearly Arts glue in it because I love my Bearly Arts glue. And I'm just going to kind of put this little guy in the center here. Just, you can do it a little lower. I decided to put him up a little bit higher. Oh. Oh, yes, there is, Francie. Did you miss? Oh, were you gone? You were gone last week, Francie. So I went crafting, Francie, 2 weekends ago. Was that 2 weekends ago already? Yes. And you haven't seen nothing yet, Francie. Let me find the other one. I came back from my friend. I came back after the morning, and where'd he go? Where's my fun little one? I came Friday morning to craft, and I found this sitting on my chroma mist. And my first thought was, how did she make a top? How did they know? Because it was all girls there. How to make a top to fit my chroma mist? And then I realized that was a little piece that it's stuck with a glue dot to the top of my thing. Well, I don't know if that was Friday or Saturday morning. Anyway, Sunday, I'm getting everything cleaned up. I cleaned up most everything Saturday night. Sunday, I'm putting things away. And in the corner, I saw this little duck sitting in my car. No, just wait, Francie. Not only was this duck here, and I saw my neighbor had 2 of them or 3 of them, my Squeaky Clean now has a duck, and so does my stencil mist. Aren't they just so cute? And they're just stuck on with, so anyway, I digress. So yes, they have little, I just kept them there. They remind me of my friends. So I am going to go ahead and kind of color this up just a little bit. So I don't necessarily want it white. This is just a tri-blend marker. I'm just going to pink it up a little bit for his nose so it's a little bit colored, and glue him down. So how I decided to do it was so fun. What I ended up doing is I did the eyeballs first. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. If you can't tell, and I put the tiniest amount of glue, there are I don't know if you can see it, teeny tiny eyebrows there. Do you see those? Those are teeny tiny little eyebrows. And that told me, now Francie, you better have your glasses on because I'll get my stick out. And that told me where to put my eyeballs. And so I'm going to go ahead and do that. The big ones are for my eyes, balls. Okay, flip over. And that helped me place its nose. Like I said, it's like a cartoon character, so they don't have to be perfect. There we go. A little bit extra glue around the edge. Cut that off with my stick. Then I'm going to go ahead and put my little glue. Okay, good, good, good. And then, yeah, it looks kind of crazy right now because he's got no pupils. But we're going to go ahead and grab his little nose here, and we're going to put that in here. And then I've got his little tiny little nose that just goes, I just followed the picture on the front of where to place things. So he has a little tiny piece, like the tip of his nose or the snout of his nose is this little tiny piece. And then that just changes the whole face right there, of course. And then, of course, we got to put his eyeballs in, but I need to color them first. So let me see. I'm just going to go ahead and go with the brown. I'm going to pull here. I found that you could ink blend these, but I figure it's just as easy to color them with a marker than it is to do anything else. Let me just set this. Oh, we got to do his ears too, of course. And I didn't do his ears in 2 different colors, but we could make that happen very quickly. I'll show you. Because I didn't cut them out of white. I'm just going to color them up a little bit. They're alcohol markers, so if you get a little alcohol marker on if you're not using like a pad underneath, using one of these mats, they clean off with isopropyl alcohol. Here we go. All right, let's get his little eyeballs in there. Add a little bit of glue. You could use gems if you really wanted to be cuckoo, because, he'd have shimmery, shiny eyes, which they do at night. And I'm just kind of just putting them on. And I try to make them look at they're about the same spot, so he doesn't look like he's cross-eyed or anything. There we go. We got this part so far. I'm going to hold it up to myself here so I can see it because I feel like I got to move that down just a hair. Okay, this guy's got to go up just a hair. There we go. All right, now we got his ears. So I'm going to do his little tiny ears. I'm just going to kind of eyeball one over here and one over here. Like I said, the one thing I tend to tell you about using, if you decide you with the glue press, is look at the tiny piece. Look at that tiny little bit of glue that comes out of there. That is, for me, that is fabulous for these tiny little pieces. So here is his ear. I'm just going to go ahead and put it there. Here he comes. Here comes that little poopy. He's coming. I think I might have put that one on upside down, but I'm going to leave it. No one's going to know in the long run. We're going to cover it up. All right. Then we've got these two little pieces here. He's got to go lay back down in bed. He likes to lay in bed while I'm in my craft room, whether I'm crafting and watching TV or crafting and live, because he knows he's really close to me. Okay, Jerry, no problem. Thanks. I will show how to make that card, Jerry, next, okay? Because we're almost done with this one. I'm going to go ahead and just color up the mustard seed inserts with this to make his ears. Now, you could make his ears, the inside of his ears lighter. You could do it however you want. I'm going to, that one landed perfectly. I'm going to go ahead and do the inside darker. And pop those on. I mean, we could have used the same brown, make his eyes and ear pieces the inside be the same, but there we go. We got our little hedgehoggy guy. So now we need to kind of put things together here. You know, he doesn't really stand out, so we need something. I am going to go ahead and see what else I got here. I grabbed a bunch of stuff from my stash. I think what I'm going to do is, where is the doily die? Grab the doily die. Don't know if I want to use, I don't think I want to use the doily. I think we're just going to use the circle. We're going to go ahead and cut out a white circle. I don't think this will fit through my die cut machine. So I got to grab my big machine, which I did bring with me over to the table. So you guys wouldn't have to I wouldn't have to leave you. Hello, Miss Sue. Thank you for joining me. All's fair, I hope, in the Windy City. Quick, cut that little circle out there. We could have done another color, but I'm going to add some white because I think we need some. And I think we're going to make it shimmery. Shimmery white. How does that sound? So we're going to grab, if I know where I put it, the embossing ink. We're going to go ahead and I'm just going to press it all over. We're going to have to heat set twice because I'm not going to, I'm going to have to hold it in a spot. So wipe that up. Grab my little tweezers here and my little cardstock. And I think we're going to go with, we are going to use the embossing powder of the month, which is called Autumn Finishing Veil. I did not put my fan on tonight, so there's nothing blowing up above me here. And I mean, look at how fun this is. I'm going to move this up just a little bit. And I tried to, this week, I plugged my heat tool in differently so I could actually try to do a little bit on camera. I may have to figure out a way to put another light on around here. I'm going to kind of go off to the side here a little bit. I can't quite see it, you guys. I know that's some of everybody's favorite part. Look at how pretty that is. All right, let's see. In the light, looks pretty good. I'm going to heat it one more time just to be safe. And then we'll go ahead and do the other side. And this will add us just a little bit of texture and a little bit of color, but yet still have that white that we had. to tie in the white for our background. All right. Good. Tap that over upside down. All right. So let's put this aside so then I can actually heat set on camera because I won't blow it everywhere. Okay, there we go. So we got a little bit of overlap where I heat set, where I you know, for that, but I think it's just enough that we're gonna go ahead and put this guy in here. And then we need a saying of some sort, but I don't know what I want to say. So let's pop this big circle up. I think that will be fun. And we'll save that little piece for something else. Let's grab another piece of this. So, is everyone having a fabulous week? I'm gonna say there was a poll over the community page on Brutus Monroe channel to vote about going live on Wednesday. I don't know if they've shut it down officially or if there's you can still vote, but you're welcome to go look and see. But if they should go live on Wednesday like normal for live packing or Thursday. Either way, it'll still be Halloween. And then, of course, I have to mention that we still have about a week left. I did too. We still have a week left to enter the CYOE challenge, and this month is stencils, because last month we had all those stencils released, one every day. So you can use you just have to use a stencil and a Brutus Monroe product to create a project, and you share it in the Brutus Monroe fan club with the hashtag CYOE challenge, and you can be entered to win a $25 store credit, which will automatically be applied. So to your account. It's a random draw, and you can enter up to 2 projects. So I have a couple more things. I did actually, I have my own YouTube channel called Sugar Cards, Candy V Sugar Cards. And I did have a video up today for a hop with one of our other inspiration team members, Sarah. Her Facebook group does Rediscover Your Stash, where we're using up our stash. And she inspired me to join this month. And it was the color orange, not the fruit. And I created a scrapbook page of my kids from 20 some years ago, almost 20 some years ago. And I used one of the stencils from Stencil Palooza and some shimmer glaze and the jack-o'-lantern dies. So we've got this little card. I don't know what kind of sentiment I want to put on here yet. I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to go ahead and move on to the other card, and then we'll come back and maybe finish this off with a sentiment, if that's all right with you guys. So we'll just kind of put this guy off to the side. You're okay, Penny. I knew that some people would be over watching. So we got card number 1 done. We're going to work on card number 2. And I was thinking about mixing it up, though. I know Jerry asked me how I made that card so shimmery, but I think what I want to do is I want to use a different paper pad if I have it handy. So our first card, we used some of the washi tape. She asked me how I made this card so shimmery. This was with the autumn tapestry. I have the fall foliage, so I want to use this too. Oh, thank you, Linda. It was fun. I haven't scrapbooked in a long time. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab a random, I think I like, this one looks good. It's got lots of flowers on it. And so I'm going to do the same thing, but we're just going to change out the pattern paper. Okay. All right. So if you watch the replay, gave a great discount. That's good through 10/31 over on the Hero Arts page. So what I'm going to do is I have the stencil of the month. Here, it's called Forest Floor. And I need pixie spray, which I had handy. What happened to my pixie spray? Oh, I put it behind me. I soaked it for quite a while in our stencil bin, and I will tell you that the pixie spray pretty much came up. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this quick off the side. I just used a little bit of pixie spray though. I don't think I did on my other card because I'm heavy-handed, and I find that if I do too much, then you don't get the pattern as much. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this down, and then I am going to also use a little bit. See, I didn't probably use enough. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and use some tape. And the reason I say this is because we're doing the full panel. I mean, you could cut this down and use your stick and stamp mat, but I'm doing the full panel because that way if I make a mistake, I can cut this down. Okay. So see, that looks pretty good. I got my embossing ink pad here. I've got my little, now for me, I like to use the Tim Holtz or the Ranger. I know, Francie, you don't need a lot. I always tend to use too much. I'm going to use, oh, you can see I got some of my dill pickle on my ink pad, but I'm going to use this Ranger. I think it's a Ranger tool. That's what I like to use when I'm using a stencil. Oh, see, and I already moved it. Okay, let's put it back. Let's put it back. I didn't stick it down enough. Let's grab another piece of tape. Stick it down like this. There we go. And I don't like to go around. I like to dab. Sometimes I will actually take my ink pad and go direct to paper. I say I didn't stick it up there, but it'll be okay. Now, if this was super, super intricate, like some of our lace ones have been, or the teeny tiny lines, I would probably have used a lot more pixie spray. And then just gone with it. Or that would be a good case to cut it down and definitely use your stick and stamp mat, because then it would stick around the edges easier. And I would probably even be extra safe and stick it down with tape, just because I want it to really stay in place. I mean, we're going to do this whole panel here, and I'm just kind of checking it out to make sure I got it all wet. I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do some direct to paper and just stamp this. This is a pretty sticky pad. I think I re-inked it not too long ago. I'm not worried about if I go over the edges because it's fine. You'd actually have a cute little straight border if I didn't have all the tape. We're going to pull the tape up and see if we can get it up with the tape. There we go. And I do have my stencil thing here. I have not put any of the soap in it yet. It's just the water to start. Ooh, I almost dropped it on the floor. But all I do for me when I'm not using anything but just a little bit of pixie spray is I just squirt a little bit of the stencil cleaner right in the water, and I stick it in there and I let it sit. You managed to glitter your little embossing ink with the dill pickle too. Yeah, I was making the matte background for my card and I didn't realize I missed a spot. I'm learning a lot about this room, obviously, as the change of the seasons, and there's a dark spot, I think. So that's kind of what happened. All right, and so then we're going to use this autumn finishing glaze, and we're going to just kind of pour it all on. Hopefully we got it good and covered, and that's why we're doing the whole sheet. I mean, you're going to see this obviously a lot different when it's matte than when it's dry. When it's heat set, it's going to just be shimmery and shiny. Sometimes I kind of wish it would look like this kind of pasty looking sandy thing. Isn't that pretty? I mean, just like that, it would be just beautiful. I don't, I'm like, if I didn't have to move it, I'm gonna kind of tap it because I do have a little pixie spray in a couple spots, but that's why we did the whole sheet. All right, let's move this for a minute and get our embossing powder all put back in our jar as much as possible. And I got everything out of the garage this past weekend, you guys. That's why I didn't get a ton of crafting done. I still have some things to put away. They're over there in this corner of this, by my closet. But I found a coffee cup that I had gotten at Junkie Fest from a company. And so I have that on my table now. And I stuck my little Swiffer sheets in there to kind of wipe up all my glittery stuff and my glasses. And that works for me. All right, let's get this stuff out of the way. It would look good. The new embossing powder, this embossing powder is called Autumn Finishing Veil. And this is the embossing powder of the month. And it is just, I think, to be honest with you, it's as good, if not as good as Fairy Dust, because it's very shimmery. All right, here comes the magic. I will try to get closer so you can see it melting. Because that's the fun part of it, right? So I'm going to stop halfway through so you can see the difference. Okay, I'm going to stop it halfway through. So I'm going to get it as close as I can. So it's clear. Let's see if I can get to the light. See the difference? So when you twist it in their light, you can see the color difference. So I would tell you that this is definitely an awesome one to have. All right, I'm going to quickly switch this around. It's always so different when you have to do it on camera, because when I don't have to pull my cord as far. It is fun. Yeah, I mean, look at obviously it's hard to see on camera, but look at how shimmery. It's so shimmery in person. I almost should grab a flashlight to show you how it's just so hard to see on camera. There, you can kind of see up there in the corner, up here. I mean, in person, your card just goes. So this would make some fabulous Christmas cards. So I may have to order another thing of this because I want to make sure I have this. So all I did was actually, to be honest with you, I trimmed off all the little edges because I did the extra, just so I didn't accidentally put that in my card. And you could very, very easily have a great shimmery border if you just put more of it on there and then just use this as like a border on a card, which would be fun. Maybe I will make a card like that. I'll put these off to the side and do that. Normally I would throw those away. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm thinking we're going to put this. Do we want jack-o'-lantern or jack-o'-lantern or scarlet or holly? What do you guys want me to use? I like this one, Francie. I really, really do. What color should we use? And then I'm kind of thinking then maybe we should use that up there at the top. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to about 4 1/4. And you know what's so beautiful about this is that you don't have to do much else to this card. And I'm going to go ahead and trim off. I'm going to trim off a little bit more off the bottom. And so I want 5 7/8. Because that is almost a count thing. All right, let's see. We're going to add, I'll grab a couple different colors. You guys help me decide what color we should use. I forgot to grab I'm going to grab the holly because I like the pop of the holly. I don't know if I have a panel cut down. I don't yet. But we'll put it on top of that and the jack-o'-lantern and we'll decide how that. Jack-o'-lantern, Francie says. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down. We're going to look at both. Because even the buttercream would be. So here's the holly. I might have to trim it just a hair. Because I don't want lots showing. I mean, I'll show you what it looks like together, but I don't want a lot showing. We're going to trim it down just a little bit more. I think off this side. This is the holly. I'm thinking jack-o'-lantern too. Because I'm thinking the holly's just a little bit different. And the jack-o'-lantern. Ooh, I have a piece already cut down. No, no what, Melissa? No holly? And then here's the jack-o'-lantern. So here's the difference. It is very toned down with the hot jack-o'-lantern, which is beautiful. And there's a lot of orange in there. Or we've got that pop with the red. I'm kind of leaning towards the jack-o'-lantern too. Yep, too much red. Yep, it's a great red. You're right. I agree. I just thought I'd throw it in there because there was a little bit of red in the card. No, I think. What did I do for my card? Oh yeah, we just did a little simple sentiment. That's all we're gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the middle of this out. And I think what I'm gonna do is cut out. I'm gonna use one of the looking for them in the leaves and just cut one of them out. I have some already pre-done. We can make those into the card. Lunch bag. Okay, we could try lunch bag, Walter. I'll grab that too. I have some right here. I'm gonna cut one of these leaves out just because I want to preserve a little bit of this paper. We'll cut these out because we won't see them, and then we'll check on this. I've got the lunch bag pulled too. I believe I pulled lunch bag. I guess I did. Here's the lunch bag. Oh, and it's not cut down all the way, but here's the lunch bag. So we got lunch bag, and then we've got the jack-o'-lantern. And I'll pull that back up so you can kind of see it. I like lunch bag. It's one of my favorite card stocks. But I just, what do you guys think? It's a tough choice. I'm gonna still cut out these leaves out of the jack-o'-lantern, just because I can. I know. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you could. That works too. It does work too. I know. All right. Cut a couple of those leaves out. We'll cut a couple of the leaves out of this one too, just in case we change our mind. Jack-o'-lantern. Okay, well, we've got a couple. We had 3 votes for jack-o'-lantern, and then we had 3 votes for lunch bags. So we need one more person to vote. Unless Francie, Susan said jack-o'-lantern too. I said unless Francie or Melissa changed their mind. We'll throw some lunch bag in there. How does that sound? We'll throw some lunch bag leaves in there. Okay. It's going to be jack-o'-lantern because that was the most votes fast. Why not both? That's what I said. We'll put both. I'm just not going to mat them on both because I don't want to. Sorry. I don't want to mat it on both, but we'll use both. So I'm thinking I've got both the fall foliage dies here and the acorn set of dies. And we can use both of those to cut some leaves out as well. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure I eyeball this as much as I can. See, we've got this fun. I mean, we could do, I just cut these out just to save some. I don't know if I'm going to stamp necessarily on them. I'm thinking maybe what we'll do is we've got the acorn. Oh, that's not the acorn set. I moved everything around on my desk, and now I can't find anything. Where did they go? Ah, here they are. I haven't even cut them apart. I did order 2. Why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? Yes, exactly. Good job, Francie. I did order 2 sets of these because I am a lazy crafter. I don't want to have to cut things out more than once because I'm in love with these. So I actually, to be honest with you, I have 2 sets of these. I have another set of these coming too because I ordered them, but I haven't even cut them apart yet. And I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and maybe use this one and another one of them here. Let's see if we can find this quick. Where is my cutter? There they are. I'm proud of you, Francie. You did good. So I cut those out quick, thinking we're going to use that one. And I'm kind of leaning towards this fuzzy one here because I think, I don't mean it fuzzy one, but I mean it kind of mimics the flower leaf, right? So, and I have two of those, so I'm going to cut out two of them. And I'm not going to cut them per se. I'm just cutting them out. I'm not trimming these properly. Don't do what I do. I always take my time usually and do this. Like twist, oops, and not do that. But tonight I'm going to just do that like that. All right. I'm going to trim this cardstock down and we'll go. La biblioteca está al otro camión, otro calle. It's actually 2 blocks from here. I can walk to the library from here. Now, I think we're going to do the we're going to do the jack-o'-lantern in those leaves. And we're going to do these ones in here. You could read 18 words. Or the library, Penny. I mean, as long as you know, like, ayúdame, that's so help me, and donde está el baño, where's the bathroom, you're pretty good. I don't know if I remember that commercial. Your biblioteca es en la ciudad de Holtz Summit. All right, see, look at how fun this is. I think we're going to do it over here, though, because we're going to kind of hide these. We're going to do something right here. We're going to cut a couple of these out. And a couple of the working on an old table. So, and it's what it's going to use for now. I could use my old desk, but then I can't face the middle of the room. And I feel like I'm back in a corner. So I'm going to do just 2 of those for right now. And then we're going to cut out some jack-o'-lantern. Let's see what small pieces I have here. Nothing small enough, so we'll just use this. You know what? I like to mix that all the time. That's what I call Spanglish. And that was the hardest thing for me, is that I can spell almost anything in Spanish. I can't spell like anything in English. And I mean, I don't read or speak or or listen to Spanish as much as I did when I was in college and even when I was teaching. So I'm very, very much out of practice, but I pretty much can spell anything in Spanish. Is Spanglish an acceptable term? Serious question. It is for me. That's funny. I say Spanglish, and my mom is part Mexican, so which makes me a little bit. So in my eyes, yes. Maybe somebody else's, no. But in my eyes, I'm gonna say yes. I mean, you won't offend me by saying Spanglish. All right, we've got one. What I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna cut this other brown one down into a couple spots. And I would think my mom, I know she's probably listening. I think she was listening. I don't know if she's still here. She would probably say yes to Spanglish as well. Aaron Proctor. Okay. Melissa, that's the funny story, is that my grandpa wasn't allowed to learn Spanish so that the older people could speak, and they didn't know he couldn't know what they were saying. So he really didn't know any Spanish, unfortunately, growing up in San Diego. I mean, he knew some, but he wasn't necessarily, I mean, I never heard my grandpa speak Spanish, so I don't know how much he really learned and what he really did know and didn't know. I also can tell you that you could use the Fabulous Florals, which I just bought a second set of those too, to mimic these flowers, but we're not going to do that tonight. We're just going to use these. And I'm hopefully, I mean, look at this mess, you guys. Hopefully not going to lose anything. We're just going to keep throwing dies up here. All right. So we need a sentiment of some sort. I don't necessarily want to use the ones from the the inspiration box are really huge. They're beautiful, like this one. It's okay there. Thanks, Mom. Not Duolingo. It's Duo. I don't know. It's not. That's not Duolingo. I'm gonna go quick over here and grab a sentiment. I am thinking we're gonna grab. Well, but I never heard him. I never heard him. Oh, Mom, I never heard him speak it ever, ever, ever. Oh, okay, Francie. I wasn't sure. I'm not up on all the music things. I knew he could understand it because he always told me he could protect me if he would. He told me he'd take me to Tijuana someday. I'm gonna go ahead and grab one of our beautiful sets here, and I'm gonna just go and use. I want to use Hello Beautiful because I think this card is Hello and Beautifulness and all its things. And we're going to go ahead and use Lunch Bag for that one. But I need to see what size. If I can figure out where I put my die again, because I have all sorts of stuff on my table here, you guys. It's crazy how much stuff is on my table. Now, considering I want my doily dies, if I can find them. There they are. Okay, thank you. Ellen, that's pretty cool. I have a classmate who passed away when I was in 6th grade, and his um funeral was in his native language, and I thought that was beautiful. So I changed my mind. I'm not going to use this because it's way too big. Do you see that? So I need to go grab a circle die from my stash. They're just right across the room. And quickly, just grab one of my, who was hanging with Hero Arts earlier. We're going to use one of my Hero Arts nesting dies. I lost my Brutus Monroe ones you got somewhere, you guys. I'm so sad. I had these and my Brutus Monroe ones in a bin and they disappeared on me sometime and I can't find them anywhere. I think I'm going to go ahead and use Lunch Bag for this. But we're going to deepen it up a little bit and use with a little bit of ink. Just a little bit to make it different. I think I have a small piece here that we can die cut. Just enough. Your oldest son insists she needs to marry him. That's funny. They punished for speaking in Cherokee when they were kids, so they didn't. Oh yeah, yeah. It's my grandfather taught my baby sister how to speak a little, sing a song in Dutch, but I never. I don't know why. I don't remember him even asking me to. I mean, and me saying no, but I was probably a little whippersnapper and didn't care to learn. But my little sister did. I don't think she remembers any of it. I mean, she could. She might remember a little bit. But she's super smart, but I don't know if she does or not. All right, we're going to grab Weeping Willow because that is becoming one of my favorite inks. And we're going to darken these up just a hair. Yeah, that is horrible. I understand. I mean, what a difference the world is now where, we kind of try to as older I mean, I know for me as older people that we try to, remember some of that, but not everyone that was able to that could do that. So it's just sad. I'm gonna add a little bit of this also to my but I'm so excited, you guys. I ordered some extras today. Yeah, she remembers what it means in English. I'm sure she does. So, Mom, did you hear me say that I got my tape deck works in my Tahoe? So I was listening to Grandpa sing. I let Tom and I listen to it. We were driving back from. I had to get my driver's license renewed for the move, and I played him the tape in the car of Grandpa singing. It has been 20 years. No, 30 years since I've heard my grandpa's voice. Um, and I listened to that I thought that was really fun. And we listened to that together. I called my sister and said, "Hey, you want to hear something?" Because I figured she was saying the song with him. And I played it the first time in the car ran out to my car and played it. Didn't tell her what I was doing. So adding just a little bit extra color. But I ordered some extra one of these today during the live. So now I have one for every color of the rainbow. And I'm so excited. My dad wrote to sit through. Oh, it's just, yeah, it's sad. It's sad. Another new thing that I have that you guys will be excited for me is I replaced my Misty because my Misty was very, very old. As in, it was an original Misty. I've had it since 2019 and it has been used beyond use. So I'm going to quickly try to stamp this down. I'm going to tape it just because I'm not sure exactly where my magnets are right now. Oh, no. I put my magnet on my little carousel here. That goes with my Misty. Yeah. I mean, being the fact that I majored in a foreign language, I have no problems having people speak a foreign language, but I do think it would be nice if you're going to visit that language. And I can say I visited one country where I didn't speak the language. But if you're going to live in a country, it would be nice to speak enough to have a basic conversation, I think. So like if you need help or if you're confused or something happens, you can do a little bit. But I think it's beautiful to be able to speak different languages. I have no desire anymore. They do, and it's something I have to start remembering myself to do because I'm so bad at just die cutting things out and not using that little bit. And I've been watching more and more videos where people are um, using white cardstock instead of um, I think we need a flower. I think we're going to have to cut out a flower of some sort. And then we're going to chop this guy down a little bit to add a couple more. But I think we might need a flower. What do you guys think? I might need to dig a flower out. In the meantime, let me grab some traffic cone and my little tiny blending brush. Actually, yeah, I'll just grab my little one for now. And I just think I got to start adding more, that little bit of extra. It's just that little bit of extra something, something. It's kind of like my quiche that I make has a little bit of nutmeg in it. And learning to add that nutmeg just gives you something because it has something to do with the cream in my quiche. That whenever I make something with cream in it, if it's a savory dish, I added just a hint of nutmeg. So like if I make my potato ham soup, there's just a hint of nutmeg. Oh, puppy heard the ice downstairs, so he thinks there's a sandwich down there for him. All right. You vote no flour. Okay. I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided. We are gonna pop this up and then we're gonna throw these little, because I feel like we need to cut one of these. Everything's the same, so I'm thinking I'm gonna cut one of these down and stick it down a little bit because I don't want to cover up all of those flowers. So I think we're gonna do a little snip. Little snip. Not big. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not getting the FTW and my brain isn't going that far today. I'm going to snip this off right here. If I can get it, I'm just going to snip it right there. And then we will use that in another spot. So let us get going here. We're going to add some of these down. And I'm gonna, no flour. We will do no flour. I'm only gonna add a little bit of glue into this section here. I'm gonna do this one kind of down lower. And then, oh, for the wind. Okay, thank you. I did, my brain was not functioning there. I think we're just gonna put that guy right there. I would say yes, that would make sense. That is just a touch of that would be, I don't make mac and cheese. It probably should because I don't like mac and cheese. Like I will not eat processed mac and cheese. No, don't make it for me. I won't eat it. I've only had it a couple times in my life, to be honest with you. I had it in college for the first time, if you can believe that, in college. Now, I covered that up a lot, so this one's we're going to stick out a lot farther. Okay. Well, and you know, I have a funny story about eggnog. I don't know if I've really officially, I think I had it once. My kid's great grandma made it once, and it was the real true eggnog. But I don't remember. It's been that long. But you know how you can go to Sam's Club and or Costco in some places in bigger cities. We don't have Costco closer to us. We have mostly Sam's Club. You can all do all the samples. Well, I think my son was middle school, late elementary, early middle school. And they must have thought he was old enough and they weren't making you have your parents' permission to go try everything. And he kept going back to this one booth and he kept drinking the eggnog. He was like, "This is the best stuff ever." And I'm like, "What are you drinking?" And then when I realized he was drinking eggnog, I laughed really hard. So I had to buy him some. So, um, you know, and I don't know if he drinks it still to this day, but I haven't, I don't know. I haven't had it in a long time. All right, guys. Oh my gosh, we're way over. Why didn't you say something? I wasn't paying any attention. All right. So we're going to add this. We're almost done anyway. We didn't add a sentiment to our other card. I don't know what I want to do to it. I'm going to add just a little bit of glue to the bottom of this one, and we're going to just stick it. I think I'm going to stick it right here. I'll stick it under just a little bit more. There we go. There we go. We finished this card for sure. Really? That's sad, Melissa, because I probably would prefer probably prefer homemade. All right, and then we got our little guy here, and I don't have a little sentiment for him. So I'm thinking what I might do is quickly grab, what did I see? I saw a stamp set that just, I'm going to grab this. I do not know. I have a sentiment all done here, and we're going to use it. This is from the Fall Harvest stamp set. It was released. I don't know if it's still available, but I'm going to use it. It says Fall Greetings, and we're just going to throw that on there because I think it works. Yep, I'm going to go too. We're going to go here too. Thank you, Francie, for sticking with me. No gems tonight. We got a lot of sparkle already going. We're going to add this Fall Greetings right here and call it a good night. I'm going to trim that off on the side here. And there we go, you guys. Yeah, 8 minutes, I know, but still I over. There's a good reason, Melissa. Yeah, sometimes to do. That would be a good reason in my book, I would say. LOL. Thank you, Francie. I know she already ran, but we've got these done tonight. We used the washi map with some of the washi tape and the die of the month and the embossing powder of the month to make this fun little hedgehoggy card. And then I quickly showed how to use, I used a different embossing powder, but here is the 2 different cards that I used with the same stencil and embossing powder, but you have 2 different complete looks. So this one was the fall foliage. Almost dropped. And then this one's the autumn tapestry, and but we used that autumn veil embossing powder. So thank you, you guys. Have a great evening. Sorry I kept you long. Next week, we're going to have to make a Halloween card because it is the night before Halloween and we just going to have to. I don't know what we're going to make yet, but we're going to make a Halloween card. Okay. So you guys all have a great night and have a great day. And I will see you next week. Okay. Bye now.